You're watching the TGM production.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, doing the third and final work in progress for his current show, the music we didn't ask for. It's the one and only Tom Mason!
And ask for that music. Turn it off. Why? Why are those tradespeople playing the radio at that volume? It's not needed. I haven't asked them. I've asked them to help me out, not do the conga or even action that Aga do. It's a waste of time. Yes, I walked out the room. I opened the door. All I saw was do do do. Come on and do the conga. Do do do. Come on and do the conga. And then I went back in. I thought, am I hearing the song of the Black Lace again? I walked out and there it was. Do do do. Push my apple, shake a tree. Do do do. Push my apple, shake a tree. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and second thing. Come on down. And I thought, no, that isn't what I want. I don't want the tradespeople to be doing the agadoo or the conga. Save it for the parties. Well, I'm assuming at parties they still do the agadoo and the conga. Have you ever been in a situation before where you need to get a builder or builders in your house, or any tradesperson for that matter? They think, they'll just rock up and start working on the issue at hand straight away, and you would say that would work. That would be brilliant. That would be amazing. That would be very handy, right? You want that, you ask for that, and you think, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. No, I'm gonna get it. No, I'm gonna get it. Are you really gonna get it? I don't think so. And it's one of those things you really question. Are they just gonna go, you right, mate? What's needs doing? I'll come and do it. Do you really think that's what they're gonna do? Well, no. No, it isn't. It isn't. So let's give an example for our scenario. Let's say you get your kitchen redone, right? You get the whole thing taken apart and rebuilt. Like that episode of Not Going Out, where they were getting the kitchen redone, right? So let's say it's a kitchen rebuild. The doorbell rings. Ding dong! Right? You answer the door. Hello! And obviously you don't say it like that. Dramatic event, comical effect, I don't know. Hello! And you go to the door, you walk in. You like say, come on in! And he's brought his work friends with him because you've hired that builder. That builder has a company probably, and he has his other people, right? That's day one. Obviously the plumbers and all the other people are going to come once the kitchen's at that stage, right? You've decided to take that day off work or that week off work, depends on how long itchy knee. You've decided to take off work. So think about that. The builders have brought his team. Yes, his team. So they get the job done quicker. You think, excellent, perfect. Nothing can go wrong. You would say nothing can go wrong, but really, things probably will and can go wrong. You've got to take into consideration, at the end of the day, they are work people, and everything in life always goes wrong at some point. In general, some people live in a world that's just a sitcom, which is sometimes, most of the time, quite bad. You have a lot of work to get on with because you've got like a really stressful job that requires you can do it at home, but it's like still incredibly stressful. And this was the day you choose to have off work, this particular day from work, and you sit down at your desk, and you're just about to start work, bang. You think, sort of expecting that. Sort of expecting that. Sort of expecting that. Yeah, I'm sort of expecting that. A little bit. Yeah. A little bit. You sort of got my knuckles there. You sort of expect it, right? And you think to yeah. They're gonna have to bang a bit. They're gonna have to wallop, crash, bang, wallop. You're gonna hear all the sounds that you sort of read in a comic book as an adult, because you probably read a comic book last Tuesday evening. So then you sit at your desk and you're thinking, yeah, that's fine. And then suddenly you hear this. Radio 2! Capital FM! And you're like, excuse me? Oh, what's going on? So you then stop your work going, I can't work like this. I cannot work like this, right? So you're hearing this loud music, but it's not music you like. So it's not, you've got your own music taste, they've got their own music taste, but it's not music you like. So you expect to hear loud bangs from the work people, curse you, Ruth. You're expecting to hear their noise from their machinery, because that's the whole point of getting a kitchen rebuilt, right? So you then hearing this music, and it's really loud. Loud music! Right, that's my example of loud music. That is a poor example of loud music, but you know, it's drum and bass is what I could think of when I thought loud music. When I wrote down loud music, I thought drum and bass, because it's not music I listen to. It's not even music that you find nice at all. It's not. Build me up, baby, would you let me down? And it's not. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day, which I don't mind in a sort of a techno repeat, which is I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. I don't mind that because it's still a song that I quite like. I just don't think it needed that beat. I've got sunshine on a cloudy. Imagine what these artists are thinking. Oh, like imagine the one that are no longer with us. Imagine if they were with us. Elvis going, ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time. You wouldn't want that, would you? No, you wouldn't. Neither would Elvis. So if Elvis wouldn't want it, why would you want it? You've got to think about it with all this techno music, and you think to yourself, why do builders think it's okay just to start playing music? Right, not just builders, it's tradespeople as a whole. They've not asked me. They've not said, excuse me, can I come and play music? They've not said, excuse me, can I come and play my music? They're not gone, excuse me, can I come and play my music? They're really not gone, excuse me, can I play my music? Right? I need to get a string or something for this hat. And so, I'm trying to get my work done, and all I'm hearing is music I didn't ask for! And so, you're sort of trapped in this wave of going, oh, what do I do next? How do I sufficiently solve this problem further? Because if you really think about it, it's quite a tricky thing to try and solve. Because you're at this stage where you're going, right, okay. What do I do? And you're really panicking because you're really struggling and you don't know what the next course of action should be. And it would be a completely different story if they just asked. And I'll say it again, it would be a completely different story if they just asked to play the music, right? Ask to play the music, right? I'm going to say it again, ask. For any tradespeople out there, ask. because it'll make a world of difference. And if they could just pop it on and ask, I wouldn't have a problem, because I would say, no, not at that volume at least. But obviously, if it's a solo builder, get him to put headphones on, and then he can listen to it at whatever volume he likes. What's worse, that you don't really want to ask them to turn it down, or even turn it off, as you've seen too many TV shows where they end up doing bad jobs because they're annoyed. It's like a Builders from Hell! And it's like, Bob was really nice, and the woman said to her, excuse me, could you, turn the music down? Then he destroyed the house without her knowing. Ori Weed in a sink. Dun, dun, dun! And it's like, oh, Itchy. Oh, that is disgusting. And it freaks you out. It makes you panic. Because you're like, what do I do? I've seen too many of them. All on Channel 5, probably. And you have a question. You have the question that goes through your head is, when they start to turn the music on, what's worse is the moment when you find out that it's not just music, but it's a radio station with adverts. Yes, gets worse. They play like Capital or Heart or Absolute or Kiss FM, and it's a radio station you really don't listen to, right? Virgin is a different matter altogether, because if they're arriving at the right moment, you're like, oh, it's the pleasant tones of Chris Evans, but otherwise, no. Thank you. I'm not saying all the other presenters are bad. I'm just saying if I'm trying to get some work done, I don't want to hear anyone else. Chris Evans, fair enough, because if I was going to work that day, I would have had Chris Evans on in the car, if you think about it. So, you've got to think about it. It's not always a bad thing, but most of the time, it is. Right? And so, when it happens, I try to move rooms without them knowing. So, I sort of get to the point where I'm like, yeah, right, okay. If I can pull this down, that'll be very much handy. Thank you very much, music stand. I'll just put it there. So, you get to this point, right? And you're going, okay. So, imagine the kitchen is there. Right, so this is your house layout. Let's just stand from this side. This is your house layout, right? Your kitchen's there. Your office is on that same level. You've got an upstairs where you've got bedrooms, right? One of the bedrooms has a desk in it, because it's always handy to have a room with a desk in it, just in case, right? So what you do is you do this. Right. So, you hear the music. You're listening to Heart. This is Heart. Heart breakfast in the morning. Heart with the men to hold him. How? I'm a man Holden. Poor impression. Oh, I'm man Holden. This is your Friday morning. Let's get on starting. Let's play some music. Let's play drum and bass. 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 Bass. Drum and bass. Drum and bass. Drum and bass. And you're like, no, I don't want to hear him and Holden trying to do drum and bass. I thought it was odd that she didn't press play on the song. She tried to impression of drum and bass. Anyway, so you're in this room. So where we are, so I'm in that room there, and the builders are working there, right? So you then have to act like James Bond. But instead of doing this, you look like you've just filmed a self-tape for James Bond. Like, right, so you get to the door. My impression of a door. You step through. You lean across the sea. And you realise your hand's gonna fall off. You're like, right, okay. I think I'm alright. And you stood in the corner. They can't see you because they're too busy building. You then crack. And you think, Right. This is gonna work. You're creeping. You're creeping. And then you get upstairs. And then they haven't seen you. And you're like, victory! 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 And you sit back at your desk and you think, ah. And you're out of breath now. Woo! Out of breath. And then you go, right. This should all be fine now. Should all be absolutely fine now. Right? And you check to see if you're still recording because it's in your pocket and you could accidentally press the wrong button. So you're alright now. Alright. You're upstairs and you open up your software. Let's say Excel. Because that seems the most business-like software to open up. So you open up Excel and you're thinking, right, I could be alright now. And you're thinking, no, they didn't catch me. That's good, that's good, that's good. Good with me. But if they did catch me, the whole situation would become extremely awkward. You'd be stood like that. Hi. Yeah, I was doing some exercises. No, I wasn't trying to pretend I was James Bond. No, I wasn't trying to do Bond at all, no. I was practicing some exercises. No, I wasn't trying to do... No. I wasn't trying to do Bond at all. No. It become really awkward because of that point. Then you have to spend the rest of the day going, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? And you don't know what to do now at all. It is much easier to try and not upset the people who are helping you to make your house feel like a home. Yes, you want your house to feel like a home. Even though it probably already is a home. A house, a home, a home, a house, a house, a home, a home, a house. It's all the same if you really think about it. The worst thing that happens is when you were a kid and you had not been told that the builder would still be there when you get home from school and you walk in and hear a radio station that you don't like at a volume that makes no sense as to why it would be pleasant on the ears. Yes, you have that situation happen to you most often. And this is a story that happens. We recreate it. Imagine me, about smaller, 10. I'm 22 now, and imagine me at 10. So, let's say, I know there's a door there. I could pretend. I shall pretend. You're walking, I'm walking, and then you shut the door behind you. Because obviously, that's what you're meant to do. You lock the door. And you hear, Capital! And yeah, what's going on? So you still, what's going on? You walking, going, and you're walking. I'm gonna walk this way. Pretend I'm walking forward. I'm gonna walk on camera otherwise. Right. So you're walking. Right. And then you walk, and the work as a child is being done in the lounge, drawing room, sitting room, you name it, it is. So you're walking, right? And you get there, right? You're in the room. Windows are open. Fumes. Safety first. Yes, safety first. You're walking through. No one's there. How strange. But what you see is an industrial radio. These radios, if you kick it, you'll break your foot. If you punch it, you'll break your knuckles. And if it falls down the flight of stairs and someone's at the other end, they'll damage themselves because it's indestructible. It's one of those type of things that will never be destroyed, could never be destroyed, and probably will never be destroyed. Which, in my personal opinion, is a bad thing. And so I understand why builders have got it, because if they're on building sites, they want a weapon to be able to kill them. Play music they think is nice. And then you have to then whisper to parents, Mother, psst, psst, mother, psst, psst, mother. Oi, what is going on? And your mother says, oh yes, we're having the lounge repainted. Yes, I know.